It's the second week of July. You walk into the market, and right there at the front is a bin piled high with watermelons. $6 each, 8 for the big ones. You pick one up. You turn it over in your hands, and you realize you have absolutely no idea what you're looking for. So, you do what your father used to do. You tap on it with your knuckles. But if you're being honest with yourself, you can't quite remember what sound you're actually listening for. You pick the biggest one, hope for the best, and carry it home. Saturday afternoon, you cut it open in front of your family. The flesh isn't deep red, it's a pale, sad pink. The white rind is 2 inches thick. The seeds are white instead of black, and the first bite is watery, mealy, and completely tasteless. Half of it ends up in the compost bin. Now, I want you to sit with that frustration for a moment, because there is no luck in picking a watermelon. There never was. Every old-school farmer's wife in this country once knew exactly how to walk up to a pile of melons and pick the sweetest, heaviest sugar bomb in the bin every single time. They had a set of small, physical tests they performed before they ever handed over $1. None of these tests are hard. None of them cost a penny. And any person can learn the whole set in under 10 minutes. I'm going to walk you through the complete old farmer's checklist: the field spot, the tendril, the give, the thump, the weight, the shape, and the webbing. Master these 7 signs, and you will never bring a bad melon home again. Before we dive into test number 1, if you want to bring this kind of traditional, self-sufficient wisdom back to your home, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We cover everything from heirloom gardening secrets to fixing the hidden leaks in your household budget. Now, let's look at the fingerprints the vine leaves behind. Test number 1 is the field spot. This is the single most important test of all. Turn the melon over. Every watermelon has a belly spot where it rested on the dirt, shielded from the sun. The color of this spot tells you the entire history of the fruit. You are looking for a creamy, buttery, deep golden yellow, like fresh butter or thick cream. That color proves the melon stayed connected to the vine until it was truly ripe. If that spot is white or pale green, put it back. It was pulled from the earth too early. It will be watery, pale, and completely tasteless inside. Test number 2 is the stem and the tendril. Look right where the melon was cut. Next to the stem, there's a tiny, curly tendril. If that little curl is completely brown, dried, and withered, it means the vine naturally cut off the sap. The plant itself sent the signal that it was finished. If the stem or tendril is still green and supple, the farmer cut it before the sugars could fully develop. Test number 3 is what the old-timers call the give. Press the rind gently with your thumb. Not hard enough to bruise it, just a steady pressure. A perfectly ripe melon isn't stone hard. It will have a tiny, subtle spring to it, a slight resistance, very similar to pressing the neck of a ripe pear. If it feels like solid green oak wood, it's completely unripe. If it feels spongy or mushy, the interior has already begun to break down into rot. You want that perfect, firm spring. Test number 4 is the thump, and this is where most modern shoppers get confused. Hold the melon up off the display. Cup one hand flat against the side, and give the opposite side a sharp flick with your fingernail or a knuckle tap. Listen for 3 distinct sounds. You are hunting for a deep, hollow, low-pitched boom, like tapping on a wooden barrel half filled with water. That means the cells inside are pressurized, crisp, and full of loose sugar water. A dull, flat, dead thud means the flesh is dense, tight, and unripe. A soft, padded sound, like hitting a pillow, means it's overripe and mushy. Test number 5 is the weight. Watermelons are roughly 92% water, and all those dissolved sugars carry massive density. Pick up a melon, look at its size, and then pick up another one right next to it that's the exact same size. Heft them both. The one that feels shockingly heavy for its size is the winner. If a melon feels light or airy, it means it either suffered from a drought on the vine, or it has been sitting in the grocery store so long that it's actively dehydrating. Test number 6 is the shape. Look for perfect symmetry. A round melon should be evenly round. An oval melon should taper smoothly. Why? Because the shape of a watermelon is the direct diary of how hard the bees worked. When a flower is fully pollinated by hundreds of bee visits, the seeds inside develop perfectly evenly, distributing the plant's sugars uniformly throughout the fruit. A lumpy, lopsided, or flat-sided melon means poor, patchy pollination. One side might be sweet, but the other side will be bland and hollow. Trust the work of the bees. Finally, test number 7, the webbing. Look closely at the skin. You'll often see these fine, rough, brown lines that look like a spider's web woven across the rind. Some folks call these sugar lines. Botanically, these are microscars. When a watermelon vine is highly successful in pumping massive amounts of sugar into the fruit, the rind undergoes immense pressure, creating these tiny, healed sugar scars. The cleaner and smoother a watermelon looks, the less sugar it contains. The uglier, rougher, and more heavily webbed the rind is, the sweeter the interior will be. When you have two melons that both have great yellow spots and great weight, use the webbing as your final tiebreaker. More webs mean more sugar. Every single time. The modern food system doesn't teach you this. Supermarkets would prefer you pick at random, so their bad inventory doesn't sit in the bins. But nature leaves its fingerprints on every single fruit. You just have to know how to read them. This weekend, head out to your local farm stand or grocery store. Spend just 90 seconds going through these 7 steps. Find the buttery belly, check the dry tendril, feel the spring, listen for the boom, feel the weight, demand symmetry, and hunt for the webbing. Cut it open on Saturday, and let your family taste what a real watermelon is supposed to taste like. Tell me in the comments below, which of these 7 tests had you never heard of before? Was it the webbing or the bee symmetry? Drop a comment, and let's keep this traditional knowledge alive. Until next time, read the fingerprints and grow wise.